886 clues have come and gone, but 26 new ones are headed your way as part of this 33rd episode of Disney 100 Jeopardy. Welcome in. As always, I am your host, Bryan Perri, and thanks so much for being here. We've taken things back outside to the most magical place on earth, the Walt Disney World Resort, to test that magical Disney knowledge of yours. See what I did there? There are the rules on your screen. If this is your first time playing, welcome in. If it's not, you know the deal. If you want to cheat, go right ahead. I won't tell anyone because I won't know if you're doing so. In last week's episode 32, the Final Jeopardy category was I See You, where I showed you a set of Disney eyes, and you had to identify which character in the massive Disney character universe those eyes belong to. That carries over to this episode 33. To take a look at the categories on what else you'll be quizzed on today. There it is, I See You kicks things off. The second category is a suggestion from the comments, the one and only Mary Poppins. Third category has a bit of a story attached to it. It is Disney bears. Now, if you weren't aware, this past week, right here at the Magic Kingdom, a bear was captured. Not a country bear, not a stuffed bear, not Winnie the Pooh. Monorail, hold on. Oh, another monorail. Hold on, let me show you the monorail, because I know you guys really care. Oh, yeah, see? Yeah, very, very cool. Okay. Back to it. What was I saying? Oh yeah, a bear was captured. A real live bear, a black bear. If you want to see the footage of that bear being captured and then released into the wild, check out my most recent episode of Inside 300, where the footage is pretty wild. All right, back to the categories we go. The fourth category is your Disney Parks category of the week. It is safety spiels. I'll play you a safety spiel from one of your favorite rides, and you'll have to identify which attraction it's attached to. And the final category you'll be quizzed on is I've Been There. So you know how a lot of your favorite Disney movies take place in faraway realms and magical places? Well, some of them take place in real cities. So I'll give you 5 clues about 5 different films that take place in 5 different cities, and you'll have to identify which city I'm talking about. That might be a hint at one of the answers. All right, it is time for the easiest round of the game, the cupcake round. Each of these clues worth just 200 points each for a grand total of 1,000. Yeah, 200 times 5 is 1,000. Let's kick things off by taking a look at the board and starting with I See You. Can you identify this character? I guess that's not a pair of eyes. That really fits I See You. That one eye belongs to Mrs. Potato Head.
Wait, I'll check! Andy's still packing, but he's almost done!
Here's your first clue from Mary Poppins. A spoonful of this helps with medicine. The correct answer is sugar.
A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
We're on to Disney bears for 200 now. Lotso Huggin' Bear is a stuffed animal with a dark side in this Pixar classic. One of my favorite Pixar movies ever, Toy Story 3.
Something snapped.
She replaced us. Come on.
No, she only replaced you.
She replaced all of us, didn't she?
Here comes your first safety spiel. Listen up.
To our valued guests, for your safety once on board, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the elevator at all times. And do take special care to supervise your children.
That can be heard before boarding the greatest attraction ever built here at Walt Disney World, built all the way back in 1994. What is the Tower of Terror? And here comes your final cupcake clue. Say that 5 times fast. It belongs to I've Been There. In Princess and the Frog, Tiana and Naveen opened their restaurant in this iconic city. What is New Orleans, Louisiana?
Dreams do come true in New Orleans.
I remember the first time I went to New Orleans, I had just seen Princess and the Frog for the first time, and I was like, they did a 10 out of 10 job. That was awesome. All right, before we get to the 400-point round, let me tell you, we've got a few new shirts on sale, including this. I only run for rope drop. If you know what that means you're an obsessive Disney nerd, and that is not offensive because I am too. So I only run for rope drop is available now in the store below. Let's move on to the 400-point round. We're back to I See You. Can you identify these eyes? Those belong to Esmeralda from Hunchback of Notre Dame.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 10 of you and 1 of me. What's a poor girl to do?
Here comes Mary Poppins. The 2 Disney legends who play Mary and Bert. I'm looking for Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke. Here comes Disney Bears for 4. Mordu was once a human prince before becoming a bear in this movie. The correct answer is Brave. Here comes your next safety spiel. Listen up.
Once on board, remain safely seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside. And watch your children, please.
That voice belongs to one of the most iconic rides of all time, a Haunted Mansion. Let's finish off the 400-point round with I've Been There. Riley and her emotions move with her parents to this city at the start of Inside Out. They move to San Francisco.
Hey, look, the Golden Gate Bridge. Isn't that great? It's not made out of solid gold like we thought, which is kind of a disappointment, but still.
I sure am glad you told me earthquakes are a myth, Joy. Otherwise, I'd be terrified right now.
Yeah.
These are my kind of people.
Okay, let's keep this show rolling. Here comes the 600-point round, beginning with I See You. Whose eyes are these? Those blue eyes belong to John Smith.
I'm John Smith.
Here's Mary Poppins for 6. The address where the Banks family lives. What is 17 Cherry Tree Lane? On to Bears for 6. Before appearing throughout Splash Mountain, Brer Bear's first Disney appearance was in this 1946 movie. What is Song of the South?
Oh, no! What you doing, man? Howdy, bro. Thanks, get out of my track!
Here comes another safety spiel.
Here in your transportation devices are ingenious pouches for safekeeping all earthly treasures when the journey becomes bumpy.
Perhaps Disneyland's most impressive attraction for when it came out, that being 1995, what is the Indiana Jones Adventure?
Not bad for tourists. Now, Stay out of trouble, will ya?
You know, that makes me think, back in 1995, that ride coming out is insane. And 1994 for Tower of Terror might be even more insane. I don't know if anything has come out since then that has been that impressive for the year that it came out in, if that makes any sense. All right, let's keep this game moving. Here comes I've Been There. In 2020's Seoul, Joe Gardner teaches music while living in this city, aka my home. So the correct answer is the Big Apple, New York City. And a lot of Disney movies have recreated New York over the years. There's been Oliver and Company, there's been The Rescuers Down Under, but Seoul's recreation of New York is hilarious and pretty accurate. Take a look.
Don't worry, it's okay, just keep walking. New York City, you don't stop in the middle of the street.
All right, 15 clues down. Let's move on to the 800-point round. Now we start with I See You. Can you name this character? That's Tiana's mom, voiced by Oprah Winfrey, Eudora.
And kiss that little frog. Then the frog was transformed into a handsome prince. They were married and lived happily ever after.
Here comes Mary for 800. This type of bird is associated to Mary's umbrella. What is a parrot? On to Disney bears for 8. Molly Cunningham is a little 6-year-old bear in this Disney animated show. That's quite a throwback. What is Tailspin? Here comes another safety spiel. Listen up.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
All right, so maybe I take back what I said about Indiana Jones being the most advanced ride ever for when it came out. The Matterhorn, which is the correct answer here, opened in 1959 and was the first steel roller coaster. So, you know what? That can't be beat. Correct answer is the Matterhorn. Let's finish off the 800-point round with I've Been There. Before accidentally being shipped to New York, Bolt became famous while living in this city. The correct answer is Los Angeles or Hollywood.
Now we're over here by the green lady with the big torch, and my boss has Penny locked up, right over, here, by the waffle with the sunglasses. Now all you need to do is get from here to there.
All right, 20 clues are down and 6 remain, including Final Jeopardy. But before we get there, it is time for the most overly dramatic, soundtrack-infused, unnecessarily spotlighted part of the game, the 1,000-point round. Hit it. Okay, here we go. 1,000-point round. We kick things off with the hardest set of eyes ever. I see you. Who do these eyes belong to? Maybe it wasn't the hardest set of eyes to identify. They belong to one, Captain Jack Sparrow when he's a skeleton.
Couldn't resist, mate.
Here comes Mary Poppins' final clue. Mary gets Michael and Jane to take their medicine by customizing its flavor to their liking. These two flavors are given to the children. What are lime cordial and strawberry?
Lime cordial, delicious. Strawberry,
Can't stand when he says strawberry.
rum punch. Quite satisfactory.
All right, let's move on now. Here comes your final clue from Disney Bears. Raymond and Kevin are two bears who work as bodyguards and capture the main characters in this Disney movie. Raymond and Kevin are from Zootopia.
It's gonna be an even bigger crime scene if Mr. Big finds me here, so we're leaving right now. Oh, Raymond! And is that Kevin? Long time no see. And speaking of no see, how about you forget you saw me? Huh? For old time's sake?
Here's your final safety spiel for 1,000 points.
Parents, please supervise your children and refrain from flash photography or using video lights.
Dare I say it? The most underrated ride in all of Walt Disney World, Living with the Land. I hated that ride when I was a kid, I'll be honest. It was too educational for me when I was small. Now that I'm older and I've had a few beverages at Epcot and I need a place to just sit and do absolutely nothing except learn about plants, Living with the Land, the greatest ride ever. All right, let's move on to the final clue on the board before Final Jeopardy. It belongs to I've Been There. In Turning Red, the band Four Town performs at the Sky Dome, which is a stadium located in this real city. So the Sky Dome can be found in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Now it's not called the Sky Dome anymore, but the movie took place in 2002, I believe. Like that was the timeline, and back then it was called the Sky Dome. So the correct answer is Toronto. All right, 25 clues are down, but one remains, and it is the one clue that will ultimately determine how proud of yourself you will be for the next 7 days. It is Final Jeopardy, so let's see what you'll be quizzed on. Mark Elliott VHS voiceovers. Who's Mark Elliott, you might ask? Take a listen.
And now, our feature presentation.
That's right, R.I.P. Mr. Mark Elliott, but he voiced a ton of Disney VHS commercials that you'll recognize, so I'm gonna play you the audio from one of the trailers for an old Disney film that Mark narrated the commercial for, and you'll have to identify which movie he's talking about. Make those wagers. I'm so excited about this category. I already have 5 that I'm going to use next week that I hope you'll be able to get, but this comes down to just one, so let's hear it. Here comes your Final Jeopardy clue.
Featuring 7 all-new segments and 1 classic favorite. Walt Disney Pictures presents Rated G, coming to video and Disney DVD Fall 2000.
Here you go. Can you name the movie he was talking about? Okay, time is up. This movie was a little obscure, not the most popular Disney movie of all time, but I left in the part where he mentioned segments because I thought maybe that might help you out. But the correct answer is Fantasia 2000.
Featuring 7 all-new segments and 1 classic favorite. Walt Disney Pictures presents Fantasia 2000, Rated G, coming to video and Disney DVD Fall 2000.
And that will do it for episode 33 of Disney 100 Jeopardy. I hope you got all the points in the world, and I hope you're ready for more Mark Elliott VHS voiceovers in next week's episode 34, where I'll be back in the studio in New York. I've been your host, Bryan Perri. If you like what you saw, be sure to subscribe. Click that bell icon. Hello, bell. This way you're notified every time we come out with brand new content. I'll see you next time, as always.
Bye-bye.